What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. It's Jason here, and on today's video I'm going to be talking about something that's not fun to deal with. It happens to the best of us. I figure there's someone out there who maybe has not had this happen yet to them, and they would like feedback on returns, how I handle returns, and more specifically how I handle items that are damaged, arrive damaged, when the buyer reaches out after they received the piece and said this arrived damaged. So I'm going to be showing you exactly how I deal with cases like that. I have a couple of cases that I'm going to be talking about, and I'm going to show you exactly the steps that I took to resolve this issue to keep the buyer happy, but also to do it in a timely fashion and just be done with it. But first of all, in case you don't know who I am, my name is Jason. I'm a full-time reseller. I'm selling on multiple platforms, and I'm making videos like this to help you in your reseller business. So if you're looking for more videos like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And as always, if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you'd give it a like. I want to start off with a quick little update. On my last video, I was talking about all these visors that I've been picking up for $1 a piece. I picked up 47. I've been flipping them, and already I've sold close to 8 to 10 of those visors for close to $20 a piece on those guys. So I've still got plenty of those left, but recently went thrifting, and I want to show you what else I found. So take a look at this bin, guys. I've got tons of these Bridgestone hats, all different colors, some with tags, some without, but they're all brand new, filling this bin. And then I also picked up about another 15 to 20 of these visors, different colors. And again, all of these are brand new. So this has turned out to be quite the score on some of these visors and hats that I've picked up. So as mentioned before, on the visors, I'd already sold about 5 or 10 of those, and then I found this week another 81 hats and visors to add on to that, bringing my total up to close to 130 different hats that I paid $1 for, 130 bucks total, and I should sell for $3,000 all in once all of them sell. So this is going to be probably one of the best finds I've had when it comes down to my reselling career. So it's summer now. I wanted to make sure and get those hats up quickly. So yesterday I went ahead and got all of those hats up. There are people looking for things like this, and getting those up and posted right away. I already sold 5 hats yesterday within a full day of listing them, but basically made a total of $83 plus shipping on 5 hats. And when you think that I spent only $81 to get 81 hats 2 days before, I'm already looking really good. So you can see here, I've got tons of hats left over, and my total gross sales on these hats are in the hundreds by now. And speaking of that, I had a comment from a viewer, Juan Ramirez, who said, great sales, love the quantity buys. Juan, I couldn't agree with you more. I love finding quantity buys like this, where you create a few listings, you up the quantity, and you just let them sell and take care of themselves. And every time one sells, you put some money in your pocket. Love those finds too. And thank you, Juan, for commenting. Well, I want to go ahead and get into what this video is about, the items that arrived damaged. I've got some cases to go over, so let's go ahead and go to my computer, and I'll pull up those cases right now and show you exactly what's been going on in my world as I'm dealing with these buyers who have received items damaged. I'm going to go ahead and start by showing you this item that came in actually a few days ago. I sold this off last week, sent it off, buyer got it, and then sent a message. As you can see here on this first photo, I had a FootJoy Pro Dry golf polo that I sold for $19 plus shipping. As I was aware, there was nothing wrong with it. Obviously, if I had found a stain, I would have included that in the listing. But it has happened before that I have missed something, missed a hole or a stain, and of course, I'm not going to assume that the buyer is lying. I'm going to assume they're telling the truth. But here's the message that I got on this golf polo shirt. Came in just after they received it. It says, I just received this shirt today, and I was disappointed to see this huge stain on the front of the shirt. And they took photos of this first one right here, which clearly I don't see a stain anywhere. But the second photo shows this. You can see this rather distinct couple of stains, marks on the front, and it looks like the same color of the shirt. Now I'm going to assume that they're telling the truth, and I'm going to give them a refund or a partial refund on this shirt, depending on how they want to handle this. Of course, I do accept returns, but I want to make sure that I handle this in the way that they're wanting to handle this. Maybe they would still like to keep the shirt, but they just want a little bit of money back. So I went ahead and messaged them, and I'll show you what I said. So as you can see here on my response to this buyer, I said, my apologies on this. I'm very sorry to see this. I was unaware of a stain, or I would have definitely included that in the listing. I do appreciate you reaching out to me first. How would you like to proceed, Jason? Now, I sent this message yesterday and I'm still waiting on their response to see how they'd like to proceed. Usually when I have something like this, I'll ask how they would like to proceed so they can tell me exactly what they're wanting, whether they're wanting to return the shirt, a partial refund, what have you. Most of the time, some people just want to be acknowledged and they want to feel like you're taking care of them, which is the case in this. I want to make sure my response is timely and just let them know I'm very sorry. And you'll notice that I did say thank you for reaching out to me first on this. I'm very glad they did that rather than just give me negative feedback and move on. Most buyers you'll see are more than willing to work with you on situations like this as long as you just provide quick communication and just show them, hey, I'm acknowledging what's going on. How can we take care of this? And I would like to add in the description of all of my listings, I've got a little blurb that says I do accept returns. And if you're not satisfied with your purchase, I'll take the item back without any excuses or without any reasons whatsoever. I'll give you a refund. So obviously this person can return the shirt if they would like to. But before I jump to that conclusion, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that they don't want to keep this and just get a partial refund. If they are wanting a partial refund, as long as it's reasonable, I'll just go ahead and give it to them just to make sure that I don't have to take this shirt back, pay shipping to get it back to me, and then relist and sell the shirt stained. So that should be an easy solution once they respond back to this message, and I'll try and take care of them that way. So that was the first case and a little easier than this next case I'm about to tell you about. So let me show you this second case now. This next item, as I'm showing you right now, was a set of 7 dinner plates from Williams-Sonoma. I sold these for full price, the $53.86 plus 25 shipping, and these were very heavy plates, like heavier than normal. I sell a lot of dishes, and these were on the heavier end. I wrapped these in bubble wrap, then put bubble wrap in the box. I put Fragile all over the box, and I thought that was enough. Honestly, I've sold this same set before and didn't have any issues with it breaking, packing it exactly the same. But lo and behold, I sold this to the buyer, they got it, and then once they got it, they opened up a return request. So as you can see right here, here's what the buyer said. They arrived damaged. These were very poorly packed and arrived broken. As you can see, here are a couple of photos that they included with the return or the damage request showing these broken plates. Now those look exactly like the plates that I sent, and you can see there are a couple here that are clearly chipped or broken. So obviously it looks like the package that I sent arrived broken on some of these plates. So I'll show you exactly how I responded to their initial request for a damaged item. My response was this: good afternoon, I just received your return request with a picture showing the dinner plates were damaged in transit. I'm very sorry and can understand how frustrating this is for you. Of course, I'm going to accept the return and I will issue a full refund to you. I would like to request that you send this back to me so that I can file a claim with UPS. They will require that I bring the box and contents into the store, so please make sure to return everything that was included, bubble wrap, all the broken pieces in the original box. I appreciate you sending this back and I'm very sorry this arrived damaged. My apologies, Jason. That was my response to them, and here's how they responded within a few hours of that message. This was very badly packed, Jason. It's on whoever packed it. And I gotta tell you, I'm really not psyched to have to take 40 minutes out of my day and pay shipping fees, etc. because of sloppy packing job. It's kind of annoying. And I can understand where they're coming on this. This person doesn't want to package all this up, go up to UPS and drop this off. Who knows how far it is for them, but that's out of their way. I will say though that I was going to pay the shipping fees. Obviously it's my responsibility since they arrived damaged. I wasn't going to have them pay the shipping fees. I simply just wanted them to send them back. And you probably have already guessed it, but the reason why I wanted to send them back was in my first response. I wanted to file a claim with UPS and see if they could cover the cost of the damage since they were not broken when I sent them. So after they sent that response saying they didn't want to drive back up to UPS and ship this item back to me, I assured them in my response that I would be paying for shipping, and I understand that it was out of their way to do that, but I would still like to go ahead and try to file this claim with UPS. Then I didn't hear anything from them for several days, and I was waiting and waiting. I figured, you know what? It's up to them to respond to me and let me know. I just messaged them. 3 or 4 days went by and I heard nothing. And then I started to think about the case that they had opened against me, and that if I didn't respond and at least give a refund or show some movement or some action whatsoever, eBay would probably side with them and just go ahead and refund all of the money anyways, and then they would ding me as a defect for not responding to the case. So I decided, why not just go ahead and take care of this myself. It dawned on me that I had not actually asked in my first response how many of the plates were broken. I had just assumed that all of them were broken. So then I fired away another response. I said to them, "Good morning, can you tell me how many of the Williams-Sonoma plates were broken? It's hard for me to see from the photos." So right before I had sent this message, I was just thinking I could just go in and go ahead and just refund the full $80, forget having her send this back and the claim and all of that. There's a good chance I may not get that money anyways, and I was gonna have to pay $18 to have it shipped back to me. So in this case, did I wanna risk having the buyer ship them back, me paying the $18 shipping fee, and then possibly not even get any money from UPS whatsoever? Let's go ahead and just move on. I'm gonna refund their money and move on. I'm glad I asked this question though, because only 4 of the plates were broken, and if I didn't ask this question, I would have just refunded everything. So when I asked that question, here is how the buyer responded. 4 were broken, and then they went on to say, "My kids were in a car accident and I've been sort of frantic the last few days. Someone was helping me at the house and tossed the box. I'm okay with however you want to settle this. Thanks." So after I got this response, I was a little confused. She could have just said 4 were broken and I would have just refunded her for 4 plates. But now she's telling me this story about her kids being in a car accident and then someone coming in and throwing the box away, which in my mind did not make any sense at all. I ran the scenario by my wife to see if this made sense to her, and we were both utterly confused. Why would someone just come into your house and randomly throw a box away that didn't have anything to do with this car accident? It was just kind of mind-boggling to me. So after getting this response, I started to think maybe this person's not telling me the truth. Maybe the plates are fine and they just really want a partial refund. But they did send me the photos showing that they were broken. So I didn't know how to make sense of all this. Although I was really confused, I was thinking this really could be true. Maybe her kids were in an accident and maybe she's not doing well mentally because they're still trying to recover from whatever accident they were in. I would hate to assume that this person is lying when maybe they're just in a hard situation and someone truly did throw away the box. So this is where I decided it's not worth my time to drag this out and to try and get to the bottom of it. Let's just refund her for the 4 plates and move on. So as you can see by this next screenshot, I went ahead and took the portion of her total payment that would have amounted to 4 out of the 7 plates, and I just gave her a refund. So out of that $78, including the shipping cost, I refunded her $45 and moved on. And after refunding her money, I have not heard a thing from her. I hope she's doing okay. I hope her kids are okay. But to be truthful, I'm just kind of glad that this is over with and this isn't dragging out. But honestly, whenever things like this happen, it's my goal just to go ahead and deal with this as quickly as possible, check it off the list. It's not fun to have this lingering. It can be overwhelming. Although I'm not happy about giving a $45 refund, I am happy that this is just in the past and I no longer have to think about this. So I would say if you're 100% sure that they're not trying to scam you, just refund or deal with it, give them a partial refund or have them send the item back, be done with it and move on. So those are a couple of real-time cases that I'm either dealing with now or have dealt with in the past couple of weeks. And I'm glad that I could bring you along on this just to show you a little bit of an inside scoop on how I handle things like that. Obviously, I'm not perfect and there's not one way to handle it, but most people, like I said before, just want to feel like you're taking care of them, you're listening to them, and you're providing feedback, and at least responding to them and trying to make a solution or a compromise between the two of you. So whether you're a new reseller or experienced, I hope you found this beneficial and are able to at least get some pointers on ways that you could possibly deal with situations like this. So that's all I have for you on today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully the next video won't be so much of a downer. I'll be able to talk to you about something a little more uplifting. Thanks, and have a great day, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.